Let's move on to listing and reading of files in Xamarin.ios. And of course, we're going to do this by example. So crack open Xamarin, create a new solution of a single view app, and let's call this file system or something similar. And go ahead and create it. Now, when we're accessing files inside of Xamarin, we're going to mostly use the file class and the directory class available in .NET. So let's look at how that works. Let's open up our main storyboard and drop in a button. Somewhere near the top left is fine. Let's give this button a name. Let's call this file button. And of course, let's change the text and say enumerate files. Very catchy title, that. Expand it a bit so it fits. I'm not going to put constraints on this because we don't need it for this tutorial. Now, we can either go ahead and create a connection to this button through our view controller, but we can also just double click it and it opens the view controller and gives us a GUI to insert our event handler. So I'm going to put this right at the top, hit enter, and it creates an event handler for us, which is quite handy. Now inside of this event handler, when we click the button, we're going to enumerate all of the directories inside of our app's main directory. So let's have var entries is equal to directory dot, and then right click directory, resolve using system.io. That stands for input output. Then let's enumerate directories. It asks for an argument of the path. Well, we want the base level path, so that's /. Then let's loop through those entries with a for each var item in entries. And for each entry we're going to do a console.writeLine and print our item out back to us. Right, I'm going to set this going on our iPhone 5, and it should loop through all of the directories we have inside of our app folder. So if I click my application output, it's now running on the sim. And if we come over to the sim and click enumerate, our app output has these two files, main.storyboard and settings.bundle. Now there are only two folders inside of the default folder. So stop this running. And if I right click my solution or my project and I show reveal in Finder, then I browse to the bin, the iPhone sim, debug, right click the app and show package contents. Inside of here, this was classified as a folder, which it is. And then we had one more, which was the settings.bundle. And of course, if we right click that, we can show the package contents of the settings.bundle. So if you're from the Windows world, it's not showing a folder as we might think of it, but it is showing a folder as iOS thinks of it. So what if we want to list all of these files? Well, come over to Xamarin and let's simply change enumerate directories to enumerate files. And then that should print out each file that we have. So I'll run it, click our button, and our application output shows us all of these files we have stored inside of our app directory. So those all match. We have exes and what have you. And of course it doesn't show the folders because we've asked specifically for just files. Right, that's the conclusion of how you access a list of files and folders inside of Xamarin.ios. It's pretty simple to do.